Welcome back. Part 2 of our series addressing zoning laws and tobacco retailers is exposure to marketing and proximity to schools. What are the issues in my community and who can make a change? In order to understand the severity of tobacco marketing in an area, Project Prevent chapters can conduct store assessments. Store assessments collect information about how and where tobacco marketing happens. Assessments can include questions about the types of stores that sell tobacco and how they're advertised both inside and outside of the store. For an easy to use assessment tool, visit countertobacco.org, where you can download a 20-question tobacco retail assessment tool for free. The tool will help you identify tobacco product prices, placement, and promotions. In order to have a better idea of where tobacco retailers are located in proximity to schools within your community, you can create a simple map. This will be a great visual aid for sharing your concerns with decision makers like your city council, parent groups, and school administration. We'll show you how to get started. A great resource is Arkansas Tobacco Control. This state government agency works to ensure that all retailers, wholesalers, and manufacturers of tobacco and nicotine products follow all Arkansas tobacco laws. Their job is to protect public health by restricting youth access to tobacco products through education and enforcement. You can visit them at atc.arkansas.gov to find current tobacco laws, locations of tobacco retailers, their compliance checks, and more. For now, let's take a look at tobacco retailers throughout the state. This map shows the total number of tobacco retailers in Arkansas. As you can see, the darker colors represent a higher number of permits or licenses to sell tobacco, which makes sense because these are also the counties that have a higher population. While this can be useful information, a better way to see if your county may be oversaturated with tobacco stores would be to look at the number of stores in relation to the population. This map represents the number of tobacco permits per 10,000 people in each county. Did you see how the darker colors showed up in different counties this time? This makes it easier to see if an area is more heavily saturated with tobacco stores than other areas. For example, we know there are more people living in Pulaski County than there are in Grant County, so it would make sense that Pulaski County would have more stores. But on this map, evening out the population shows us that there are the same number of stores in each of those counties per person at 12.7. Let's compare the two maps. Circled in green, you can see that Pulaski County is the darkest red while Grant is the lightest yellow, representing the most and least number of actual tobacco permits. On the population map, also circled in green, you can see they're the same shade of purple, representing the same number of permits per person. Interesting, right? Now look at Monroe County, circled in blue on both maps. On the first map, it has some of the lowest number of actual permits or tobacco stores. But when you look at the number of stores in relation to the number of people who live in Monroe County, you can see that it has the highest number of permits per person in the entire state. This would be extremely valuable data for a Project Prevent chapter to share with decision makers in Monroe or Grant County. Take a minute to find your county on each map. Do you think you could use this information as well? At the end of this series, we'll include the links for these maps so you can take a closer look. Once you have the information you need to create a map of the tobacco retailers that are near any schools in your community, the next step is forming partnerships. Forming partnerships in order to make a change in your community may be the single most important step. Trusted community partners can provide great insight, share resources, and help spread messages. Examples of potential partners include decision makers like city council or board of health members who adopt laws and regulations, legal experts who give technical advice and support, such as reviewing drafts of policies and regulations, communications experts who create messages and campaigns to raise awareness, community coalition members who can share efforts with the public, enhance community involvement, and shape retail policy. And to find a hometown health improvement coalition in your area, you can visit healthy.arkansas.gov and search hometown health. It may be surprising, but retailers can be partners as well. They can make voluntary changes in their own stores and provide proof that limiting tobacco marketing didn't harm their business. And of course, Project Prevent chapter members. Young people make great advocates, and community members will likely be interested in hearing what you have to say. Tune in to part 3 of our series to learn more about preparing your presentation.